Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol and I'm so glad you joined us today. We're coming to you from our Bottoms Down YouTube channel, and if you haven't already, I wish you'd click that subscribe button. It's free and it just lets you know when new videos are posted. And I'd love to hear from you, so leave me a comment. Now you'll only need your chair today, and let's get started. All right, so we're going to start. Let's go ahead and move up in our chair so you're not leaning back, all right? So you're going to lift that heart nice and tall, pull that belly button into the spine. Take those shoulders down out of the ears, all right? Place your hands lightly on your thighs, palms facing up. And let's take just a moment to ground those feet. So just think about having those 4 pressure points of both feet equally weighted on the floor, okay? And then think about those sits bones. So we have those pointy bones that we sit on. Make sure that they're equally weighted on the chair and you're not leaning one way or the other. Let's close our eyes. And just begin to breathe. Just feel your natural breath. Connecting to that breath. Let's begin to elongate the breath. We're going to inhale a little more deeply and exhale a little more completely. Do that again. Inhale and exhale. Now do that one more time using that belly, engaging your diaphragm. Inhale and exhale. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath. Bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. Let's drop that right ear to the right shoulder. Oh yeah. And drop your chin to your chest. Left ear to left shoulder. And chin to chest. Go ahead and look to the front of the room. Let's look over that right shoulder. Oh yeah. Look center. And look over that left shoulder. And look center. All right, we're going to shrug our shoulders. So we're going to shrug them up. And then we're just going to let them fall. Let's shrug them up. And just let them fall. One more time. Shrug. And let those shoulders fall. That should feel really good. Okay, we're going to move into a cat and cow, a little warm up for the spine. So I'm going to place my hands on my thighs, elbows are wide, okay? Pull that belly button in, tuck your chin, right? Round your shoulders. Now just look at that belly button. There's our beautiful cat pose. All right, now we're going to lift our heart up, and I want you to grab the back of the chair. At the same time, pull your shoulders down and back behind you. You feel that? Kind of squeezing the shoulder blades together. All right, let's do that again. Round it down into cat. Lift it up into cat. One more time. Inhale here. Exhale into cat. Inhale up into cow. Exhale into cat. And release. Whew. All right, mountain pose. We're going to start with our hands out to the side. Really spread those fingers. Now, if you've got arthritis in your hands and your fingers, I wouldn't do this, right? You don't have, you could just be here. But if you don't, give those fingers a nice stretch. All right, let's come up to goalpost arms. Okie dokie, are we ready? We're going to take our hands up into that extended mountain, shoulders down. You notice how I just pulled my shoulders down? I'm thinking about belly button to spine. Now I'm going to bring my palms together. You see that? Interlace your fingers, pointer fingers up to the ceiling. Here we go. Let's lean to the right. Ready? Come up and let's lean to the left. Now making sure this opposite hip is staying down, okay? One more breath. Let's come up and bring those hands back down to your lap. How's that feel? All right. So the next one is a seated twist, and I want you to be really gentle, okay? So we're not going to see, how hard can I twist my body? It's a very gentle twist. So we're going to take our right hand and we're going to place it on the outside of that left knee. Take your other hand, bring it back behind you. Now the first thing I want you to do is take this shoulder and bring it back, okay? Now we're going to turn and we're going to look over that left shoulder. Again, super gentle, just beginning to wake up that spine a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and come center, and we're going to go the other way. This hand is going to go on the outside of that knee. Other hand is going to come to the chair. Don't forget, shoulder back first. Then turn and look over that shoulder and breathe. One more breath and face forward. Very good. All right, let's grab a sip of water. Let's come to standing on the right side of our chair. So we're going to be standing here facing our chair, and I'm going to be about a step away, okay? So not too far away from my chair. Now, we're going to move into a cat and cow. So I'm going to pull my belly in nice and tight, and I'm going to let my heart fall. I'm going to place one hand in the seat of my chair, and I'm going to place my other hand in the seat of my chair, okay? So if you need to make some adjustments, make some adjustments so that you're in, feel like you're in alignment. So it's really important that we kind of have our shoulders in alignment with our wrists and our hips in alignment with our ankles, okay? All right, so I'm going to look down at my chair, and I'm just going to let my belly fall down, and I'm going to lift my heart. And my hips kind of lift as well. So there's our cow pose. Now I'm going to pull my belly button to my spine, and I'm going to let my head just fall down into my cat pose. Let's go ahead and do cow again. Dropping the belly, lifting the heart, lifting the hips, and cat pose. Belly button to spine. Tuck the chin. Really feel that head falling. Let's add the breath. Here we go. Inhale into your cow pose. Exhale into your cat pose. Inhale into your cow pose. Exhale into your cat pose. Come back to neutral spine. Pull your belly button to your spine. Let go of your chair. Roll it up nice and slow. All right, how did that feel? So that should feel really good. And as you move into that cat pose, if you really kind of accentuate that shoulder forward and the tucking of the chin, you may get a little extra stretch there. So we're going to do that again one more time, just like that, but we're going to just, move through with the breath. We'll go through 3 times and then we'll move on, okay? So belly tight first, pull it in, come forward, place one hand in the chair, then the other hand in the chair. Right, here we go. Drop the belly, lift the heart, cow pose, inhale. Exhale, round it down, really tuck that chin, feel that head tucking, feel the stretch in the neck and the back. Drop that belly into your cow pose. Move into your cat pose as your exhale. Inhale into cow pose. Last one. Exhale into cat. And come to that neutral spine, okay? So the next movement is called wag the tail. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our, I call it the hip tip, right? So we're basically just moving that tail over. So I'm just kind of twisting and I'm taking my hip tip and my rib tip and I'm trying to make that space smaller, okay? So you've got the hip and the rib and I'm just trying to make that space smaller. So that's kind of the feeling that you got, all right? Let's come center and let's go ahead and go to the other side. So this is our starting and then we'll be adding on. Let's come back center, do that one more time. I just want you to get the feel of the wag first. Come back center. You should be feeling that sideways. You should be squeezing the hip tip to the rib tip and come back center. Okay, what we're going to add on now is as I'm twisting, I'm going to twist to the left, right, and I'm going to look over my left shoulder. Come back center and then go the other way and then look the other way, right? So we're looking the same direction of the squeeze that's happening. Come back center, wag your tail and look. Come back center, wag your tail and look. Come back center, pull that belly in, roll it up, nice and slow. How did that feel? A little stretch through the side waist, but we're getting that neck stretch at the same time. We're going to move behind our chair for the next one. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your hand and you're going to place it on the opposite side of the chair. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my other hand and I'm going to bring it back and I'm going to take that shoulder behind me and I'm going to twist and look. So we do this in the chair, don't we? This one is a standing twist. Let's go ahead and look forward and we're going to do that again, okay? So take this hand out, opposite hand back, turn. So remember to take that shoulder back first, right? And then we're going to look. So we're feeling the center of the body is stretching. You should feel those sideways muscles stretching. You also should feel your neck stretching as you're looking over the shoulder and release. So the other thing that's super important in here is that you keep those shoulders down. If you don't keep your shoulders down, then you may not feel the stretch quite as much. As certainly you're not going to feel it as much through the shoulders. Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to do that same thing. We're going to move it around. Shoulder is back, looking over. So I'm kind of using the chair a little bit as a lever as I increase my twist. And release it. And let's do the other side. Here we go. Arm is back. Pull that shoulder back. Looking over that shoulder and feeling the stretch. One more breath here and release. Okay. So for the next one, you're going to be turning around and not facing me. So let me show you real quickly. Watch me, and then when you turn around, it'll make sense. So we're just going to do, and if you've been with me before, it's a mini camel. We're not going to do a full camel, but it's going to be a small camel. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the back of my chair, and I'm going to lift my heart up, right? So I'm using my chair as I'm holding on, and I'm squeezing my shoulder blades behind me. And then I'm gently looking up where the ceiling and the wall meet. Okay, did y'all see that? So basically, I'm here, I'm grabbing the sides of my chair, but I'm kind of using that, and then I'm looking up, and then we'll add a couple of things on, but from that position. Okay, you want to join me? Here we go. All right. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Shoulders are down, right, out of the ears. I'm holding onto my chair. I'm going to lift my head up slightly, looking where the ceiling and the wall meet. Now I'm going to look down at the floor, and I'm going to look up where the ceiling and the wall meet. I'm going to look down at the floor. Do not lose the squeeze between the shoulder blades, looking up. One more. Look it down. Looking up. Now just look out, straight ahead. Look over your right shoulder. Look center. Look over your left shoulder. Look center. One more. Right shoulder. Center. Left shoulder. Center. And release. Turn around and face me. Is everybody okay with that? That feel pretty good? Nice little stretch. Yeah? All right. Very good. Let's grab a sip of water. Okay, we're going to come standing behind our chair. Now, it's kind of hard to see me, so instead of being behind my chair, I'm going to go ahead and turn my chair to the side. You stay facing me behind your chair. Okay, so what you're going to do is I want you to take a step back so that you have, your arms are long, but you can still touch the back of your chair, okay? So we're going to begin, pull that belly in, and we're going to let our heart fall forward and just drop your head between your arms, okay? So that's our first beginning position for our forward fold. Let's go ahead and tuck the chin and roll up. Checking in, how does that feel, right? So if you feel like you're getting dizzy, then all you're going to do is not put your head down so far, right? So you can be right here. You don't have to be here. It's okay. You can just be right here, and that's perfectly fine. All right, here we go. Let's do that one more time. Let that heart fall forward. Your position, whatever works for you. Now, we're going to take our right knee and we're going to bend that knee. We're going to take that same shoulder and let it fall down, okay? So it's falling down towards the floor. Now I'm going to look out towards the left. So the opposite way. So I'm looking the opposite way of which leg is bent. Does that make sense? Now, take the head, look back down at the floor. Straighten the leg. The shoulders come back square. Let's go do the other side. Bend the left knee. That left shoulder falls, and I'm looking over that opposite arm. Take the head, look back down at the floor. Straighten the leg, and roll it up. Okay. So checking in, how did that feel? So we're going to do that again, and I want to give you an option, an add-on. So remember in my classes, if you don't want to add on, you don't ever have to add on. But if you want to add on, instead of being on the back of your chair, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my chair back around now, right? So instead of being back here doing this, what you're going to do is you're going to come and you're going to place your hands on the chair and do it, okay? On the seat of the chair and do it. Now, again, just whatever works for you. You've got to listen to your body, right? So again, I'm a good step away from the chair, pull my belly in. I'm going to hinge forward. I'm going to put one hand in the chair and the other hand in the chair. I'm going to let my heart fall forward, and here I am in a forward fold. Now, another thing to think about, if you want to bend your knees a little bit, that's okay, right? It's okay. If you need to just give those knees just a smidge of a bend. Okay, let's take this leg. We're going to bend it first. That shoulder's going to come down. Now I'm going to turn and I'm going to look over this arm. Does that make sense? Do you feel it? Get a little deeper stretch into it, right? You feel a little more stretch, all right? Here we go. Look back down at the floor. Straighten your leg. Let's go to the other side. Bend the knee first. Bring that shoulder down. Now we're going to look over the other arm, if you will. We're breathing. One more breath here. Go ahead and look down at the floor. Straighten those legs. Roll it up nice and slow. All right. How did that feel? Good? Okay. Now, if you're at the seat of your chair, you're going to come back behind it. Okay? So we're going to do what we did seated, called thread the needle. Now we're going to do it standing with our hands here on our chair. Okay, are we ready? So we're going to hinge forward. My hands are on the back of my chair and I'm hinging forward. All right, I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to extend it out first. My legs stay straight. Now I'm going to bring that arm through, kind of under the arm that's on the chair. My ear is towards the floor. Let's bring that arm up. And we're going to extend it through. We're going to bring that arm up. Now listen, we're going to extend it through. Now bend that same knee, lengthen through, and look. So my ear is towards the floor. I'm looking out the other way. My arm is extended. Breathing, breathing, breathing. One more breath. Release. Put the hand back on the chair and roll it up. It's called thread the needle. It's a really good one to do on the mat. If you're on all fours, you really get a nice stretch through the shoulders. We're getting a bit of a stretch, but we get a little more stretch on the mat. But that's okay. This is good. All right, here we go. We're going to roll down first. Hands are on the mat. Let that heart fall. You should feel a little stretch in those shoulders right here. You feel it? All right, other side. Like that. Arm up first. And we're going to extend it through, stretch it out. We're going to take that arm up. We're going to extend it through, stretch, push through, bring it up. Now listen, we're going to stretch it through. This time we're going to hold, bend this knee, lengthen through. This ear is towards the floor. We're lengthening through, we're stretching through. You should feel the upper back stretching, shoulders. One more breath and release. Roll it up nice and slow. Excellent work, you guys. So good. Okay. Now, we'll come down to the right side of your chair. All right. And we're going to do a downward facing puppy. So I'm going to be, again, about a step away from the seat of my chair. And I'm going to let my heart fall forward, put my hands in the chair. So first of all, my palms are here, and we're going to do it from this position first, and then we'll add on, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bend one knee and just let myself, kind of a tick-tock, if you will, right? Take those legs straight, and let's take that other knee, bend it, and look. Come back center. Do that again, just a little movement of those hips. And I'm looking over, there's a little neck stretch. Let's come down and we're going to go the other way. And come center. Go ahead and roll it up and take a break. Okay, so that's a great version. Excellent. But if you want a little bit more, instead of being on your hands, we're going to come down onto the forearms. All right? So I'm going to hinge forward. Take it to my hands first, see how that feels. Then I'm going to let my heart fall a little bit further, and my forearms are on the mat, on the chair. Now, I'm going to take a step back. All right? I'm going to press my heart back. You see what I'm doing there? Pressing my heart back. I'm looking down at the floor. Now, I'm going to walk my dog. Take a bend to that left knee. Let the hips rock a little bit. take a bend to the other knee and let the hips rock the other way. Do that again. Just move one knee and then the other knee bends. One more time, bend one knee, then bend the other knee. Go ahead and calm the feet. Take a step forward and roll it up nice and slow. All right. So that is, downward facing puppy. And the next pose we're going to do is Sphinx pose. So the difference is in our downward facing puppy, we were on our forearms, we took a step back and we pushed our hips up high, right? You remember that? Now in Sphinx pose, our feet are going to be a little closer to the chair. So here's the thing, you may want to bend the knees a little, especially if you have tight hamstrings. I have tight hamstrings, right? So if you have tight hamstrings, you may have to bend those knees just a little bit, and it's okay. So the first thing we're going to do, again, belly button is to spine. We're going to roll down, and let's start with our palms. Put one palm down, the other palm down. Notice how I'm bringing my weight forward, right? So my weight's not back here. My weight's going to be a little bit forward. Okay, let's go ahead and move down into those forearms. Now, do you feel your hamstring stretching? So this is the position that you might need to bend your knees a little, and that's okay if you do. All right, let's look down at our chair. Okay, so I want you to pull your belly in, and I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back. Now, you're going to look down at your belly button. Then you're going to lift your head and you're going to kind of look out. I hope that you can look beyond the seat of your chair. Do you feel that stretch in the shoulder blades? Are you pulling your shoulder blades together? All right, let's go ahead and look at our belly button again. Don't lose that shoulder blade squeeze. Let's look up. Again, you're looking past where the seat of the chair is. Now look down at your chair. Now I want you to look over at me. Hello. Look back down at your chair. Look over the back of your chair or at the back of your chair. Look back down. Are we ready? Pull that belly button to the spine. Press your hips back and roll it up. Nice and slow. How did that feel? That good? Sphinx pose. That's kind of nice. So that is all trying to get a little bit of stretch through those shoulders, and we did a little head nod and a little head shake, which also gets the neck. Right. Let's get a sip of water. Okay, let's drop that right ear to the right shoulder. Now we're just simply going to look up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and look center, and then we're going to look down at the floor. Go ahead and look center and bring that head forward. Let's drop that head the other way. We're going to look up towards the ceiling. We're going to bring it center. We're going to look it down at the floor. Go ahead and look center and bring that head up. All right. Let's do that again. So we're going to drop that head, that neck, the head over. I'll get it right here in a minute. Now let's extend that hand out. Flip the palm up to the ceiling. Bring the hand down. Lift the head up. Other side. Dropping that ear down towards the shoulder. Let's extend that opposite arm out. Palm faces down first. Now flip that palm up to the ceiling. You feel the difference? Just a little difference, right? And release. Very, very good. Okay, so now we're going to clasp our hands behind our back and just lift our heart up. Okay, so you're squeezing your shoulder blades behind you. Your heart is lifted. Now drop that left ear to left shoulder. Go ahead and look center and then drop that other ear to the shoulder. Go ahead and look center and release. Whew. Right, do you feel that? Can we do that just one more time? Clasp those hands behind the back. Lift up. Drop that right ear to the right shoulder. Go ahead and lift and left ear to left shoulder. Lift it up and release. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is a chin tuck, and I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see it a little more clearly what I'm doing. So we're going to take our finger, and we're just going to put it right on our chin. Then all I want you to do is take your chin away from your finger. Leave the finger right where it is, and then just pull your chin away. See what I'm doing? And then release it. And do that again. Pull that chin away from the finger. And release. Final time. Here we go. Pull it. And release. All right? Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so we're just going to do one more chest opening here. The thumbs are back towards the wall. We're opening our chest, squeezing those shoulder blades behind our back. One more breath here and release it. And let's do that one more time. Turn those thumbs to the back wall. Open up that heart. And release. Okay, so this is going to be for our scaling. So I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to place it on my opposite collarbone. So your collarbone is here and your hand's just going to go right above it. And basically you're kind of pressing in, and we call that pinning those muscles. So you're going to try to keep those muscles from moving to get a little deeper stretch. Now we're going to look over the opposite shoulder first. Do you feel that? My scalings are always super tight, so I really feel it. All right, go ahead and look center. Now we're going to look down towards the floor. All right, go ahead and look center and release it. You feel that stretch? Yeah. Okay, let's do the other side. So we're going to pin those muscles right above the collarbone. Okay, so now we're just going to look to the opposite side first. And go ahead and look center. Now look down towards the floor. Just breathing into it, feeling that stretch of those scaling muscles. Let's go ahead and look center. Now look up. I don't think looking up is quite as much of a stretch, but it's still a good option if you want to do that. Let's go ahead and look down and release. All right. Very, very good. So these muscles, these trap muscles here, what we're going to do is we're going to extend one arm down towards the floor, okay? And then we're going to pull gently, we're going to place our hand here on the head and we're going to pull it very, very gently. One more breath. Let's go ahead and release that. And we're going to go to the other side. So that hand is going to go down towards the floor. This hand is going to come up. We're going to just gently, ever so gently, pull ear towards your shoulder. Just one more breath here. Go ahead and release that. All right, very, very good. Okay, so the next one, these muscles that help us raise our shoulders. So we're going to take our hand, and instead of coming across like we did on with the collarbone, we're going to just hold those muscles back behind on the same side, okay? So you kind of just holding those muscles, trying to pin them, as we call it. And then what I want you to do is look down at your opposite, or over this leg, down at the floor. Just one more breath here. And release it. Okay, and let's do the other side. So again, my hand just kind of reaches back behind that shoulder. I'm going to hold those muscles there. And then I'm going to look down towards the floor on that opposite side. Just one more breath here. And release. Very good. You want to give them one final stretch of those shoulders. Excellent. Let's go ahead and sit back in our chair. Close your eyes. Let your hands rest lightly in your lap, palms facing up. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. A life worth living well. Think of all the time and effort you've spent into your own life and into the lives of those around you. Think of all the time and effort invested by others in your life. You cannot possibly pay all of that back, and you're not expected to. What you can do is remind yourself every day how fortunate you are. What you can do is commit yourself with every thought and action to make the best use of that good fortune. What you can do is fulfill those hopes going back generations for a life well lived. Right now you have the opportunity to deploy your good fortune in a positive direction. Right now you can live with a higher sense of purpose than ever before. You can engage your discipline, skill, compassion, and creativity in ways that bring new goodness into being. You can raise your expectations and then do the work to exceed those expectations. Whatever else you may or may not have, you have a life that's very much worth living very well. Choose right now and do everything in your power to make that happen. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Bring your hands to your heart, honoring one another. We say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today, and I hope that you'll leave me a comment and subscribe to our Bottoms Down YouTube channel. I will see you next time.